I'm Paul Perkins with the check of your ag weather after a day of seasonal highs in the upper 50s to the mid 60s, gusty winds to 45, and critical fire weather. Tomorrow through the weekend is dry with a major warming trend as the ridge of high pressure builds onto the plains. Highs top out in the 70s tomorrow, the 80s over the weekend and Monday. Occasionally breezy winds result in elevated to near critical fire weather concerns each afternoon. Rain and thunderstorm chances increase from Monday afternoon and night when low pressure emerges on the plains, especially from Monday night. Severe weather chances include damaging winds, large hail, and an isolated tornado Monday evening, as well as beneficial rain. Off and on rain chances continue on into next Thursday with some seasonal temperatures. The latest long-term forecast keeps the trend of mostly seasonal temperatures going through April 24th in Nebraska and Kansas. Slightly above normal precipitation is predicted for Nebraska and Kansas the middle part of next week. Precipitation chances late next week through April 24th decrease slightly to mostly near normal in Nebraska and northern Kansas and remain slightly above normal for precipitation for areas to the south of I-70. Soil temperatures at 7 this morning and 4 inches down, mostly in the low to mid 40s. For southeastern Nebraska and central and eastern Kansas, the soil temperatures were right around 50. In the regional drought monitor, Nebraska continues to be 72% drought free, which includes much of the central, west, and northeast. Moderate to severe drought covers areas along and south of the line from Ravenna to Columbus and Blair. Kansas dropped 3 percentage points to 19% drought-free. The decrease in drought-free areas is because of abnormal dryness in much of the western half and the southeastern areas of Kansas. Most of east central to northeastern Kansas is in moderate to severe drought. Key weather factors driving the markets include key rains missing the western locations of the southern plains, varying weather in Europe and the Black Sea, and widespread rain for South America. Additional rainfall from a storm should reach 1 to 2 inches or more from the eastern Corn Belt and Ohio Valley into the northeast, as well as parts of the southern Atlantic areas. Our next storm moves inland across California this weekend, bearing rain and snow. Early next week, that powerful spring storm arrives across the nation's midsection with wind, rain, snow, and thunderstorms from the plains into the Mississippi Valley. The storm track for next week, not favorable for bringing widespread rain to the driest wheat areas of the western areas of the southern plains. Right now, less than an eighth of the nation's winter wheat is rated very poor to poor, although slightly higher values are found in Colorado, Texas, and Kansas. Kansas and Texas topsoil moisture is also more than one-half very short to short. In much of Brazil, scattered rain remains likely into next week. The wet season ends soon in Brazil, and soil moisture is still well below normal across much of the second crop corn areas, despite the more active weather of the last couple of weeks. Towards Argentina, widespread rain is likely this weekend and early next week. With corn and soybeans maturing in Argentina, the rainfall is not very beneficial and could delay the start of the harvest. Argentina is drier late next week for about a week to help get the harvest back on track. In Europe, rain this weekend and next week favors central and southern areas instead of the northwest that needs to dry out. Frost is possible in mostly higher elevations of Europe for a couple of days next week, which might bring limited damage to the wheat. For the Black Sea region, limited rain the rest of this week is not likely to help build back topsoil moisture. Some rain is possible in the Black Sea region next week, and a risk of frost later next week should not be damaging to the wheat. I'm Paul Perkins. That's a check of your ag weather.